fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What people do eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. Covid money, miss you, we eat the your little rat you. Use the youth, them money, waste my must have statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, God, and say that it's not you. One day, the man above him, look him, I got to too much. It in the kitchen, some of fly like a patu. The singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile of the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and a resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them not deliver. Cut up the youth, they rap and they down in our fever. Member bowl only and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
Or they treat the market man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
Or they treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat the sound man.
It burn me.
Or them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scandal, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Stibby dim day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love lake. We in Global, bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global, we not promote them, we not support them. Look at them on the cheek, come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good morning and welcome to At a Glance. Thank you for joining us this morning on the Global Television Group. To those on YouTube and on TikTok, welcome. Thank you all for joining us this morning. I trust that you had an amazing weekend and is ready for another slavish week ahead. Tomorrow will be like Super Tuesday in America. Not the real Super Tuesday, though, in the sense of American politics, but certainly tomorrow will be one of the greatest Super Tuesday in the America political spheres. To my community party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome, Beat and Teach. How are you? Good morning, Don Mel, Sharon Bernard, Devontae Dunn, Bros, Marcia Thomas, Zanette Beckford, John Rock 866, Rosemary Samuels, Raymond G. Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? Good morning and welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm wondering, you see, Marcia Stewart, how long will it take for prosperity to get to some parts of Jamaica? Because prosperity not really seem to understand say prosperity need to roll up on we road them. But the type of road where them are building in Jamaica You can see the reason for the breakaway. No proper structure, no reinforcement, no, not at all. Further than just piss and gravel and roll over it, give it. That's all you know. Them literally piss and gravel and roll it, give it, because I've been a South Cody. How are you? Make we talk before we go in at this, so Willie done. When did see when Faval, when Andrew stick up Faval. When did see when Andrew stick up Faval? Anybody have no little life as well? So we put little life in a Faval, so when Faval do something, we can believe. Even though if she a lie, we can believe say it real. No man, Faval wants some pepper soup or something for she cough. And loosen up. What is wrong with this government when it comes to the PR magic? Because, come on now, I mean, you want to PR the new Minister of Finance, Violet Watson. Faval is not a PR person though. PR don't suit her. You might as well did ask AI to do it. On a high tech in AI. They in a high tech in them something there, you know. So they could put in one a Faval picture in the AI and put in Faval voice in the AI and ask the AI to make she sound optimistic and something else. But listen to how Faval sound and tell me if somebody is not holding a gun at Faval head.
You saw the TJ press release today? What? What do you mean? About the $20,000 available through the...
Bear in mind, this is a PR prop. This is a PR prop. Something to inform you, something to tell you of how important or how beneficial the thing is, something that you ought to be excited about, something that you ought to be happy about. Me don't know. Ask Faval what happened to her.
Reverse income tax credit facility for registered taxpayers who earn $3 million or less. You didn't see it? Well, so far, TAJ says 74,292 registered taxpayers. Each of them got $20,000 in the last 4 weeks. You know how much money that? $1.495 billion. And it's not done yet. In November, the THL says another 197,292 more registered taxpayers will get their $20,000. You know how much that is? 3.94 $6 billion. Yes, it's legit. So apply now by going.
Me don't know why she freeze so, but Jesus have
To the
mercy.
TJ website.
This meant to be a PR prop, you know. This meant to favor coming in the department and make our mark and remind the nation of the reverse tax credit, them call it. Convince me that somebody is not holding a gun at Faval. I've been a sucker, they done it. Colleen Richards, Marcia Thomas, how are you? You convince me that somebody isn't holding a gun to Faval head, because if I saw PR stay I mean, you could have might as well ask Andrew to do it. But favor, you left a failure in education. Where they not have to go hurry up and deal with. Major failure, favor. I did for research this before I come on and I forget. But Beat and Teach, remind me when the Disability Act passed. And I want to say thanks to all my globalists. We are now at 16K and growing. Thank you all to those who have recently come on board. Thank you for joining the global board. Continue to support the program. Danette, Renice Nicholson, June Plum 26. Morning all. Morning and welcome. Let us chat along to our slide because we have few things. We soon get back in our comment, Beat and Teach. But this road, let me see where they are again. I think I'm somewhere in St. Andrew. Between what Citarota River, between Dallas and Cane River. I hope a constituency that. Let me go over and I comment. Cousin Myrna, said it done. How are you? You answer my question yet, Beat and Teach? Because me going at favor this man, because she jump left one failure gone into creating another failure. When did the Disability Act pass in Jamaica? So, this you have corrected. So, Phineas again. The whole line of Finn constituency I broke down, you know. Hey, Jesus. And we can't even call her, you know, because you know how to pat him out. Stay. Next thing she go take where shove we woe yonder or shove we south. I'll say good morning. We now go can call pat him out Juliet. Because pat him out Juliet love to tell with the why you don't go effing do it. Jason Kane, where you call me for? Size 14 Juliet or it's Finn. Down here, so where they say is Dallas and Cane River. Who wanna help me with the geography there? Who responds to that constituency? Which one of the rock debate? Flynn. So Disability Act, February 2022. Thank you, Deborah. So a whole heap of broke down in a Flynn constituency, you know. June Reed, because one brand new broke down one in a Flynn constituency. Andrew, wife, for not top confused, me know which one of the Juliet control the riverbed here, where they call road. Which one of the Juliet? Cane River. So it came into full effect 2002. So Faval have time. Finn is the MP. Okay, so Finn, I want another Finn decadence this year. And look upon the other decadence we're going in a Finn constituency.
Bang. So water run. All pipe dislocated. See there? Everybody I wonder how them are going to reach a work and how them are going to start to work and so forth. You understand? All of the road break off. See there? So that's around there.
Uno see say Devante say near where him live. Uno see say we road them no make up of anything. I just piss pan asphalt and walk over it, give it. Look pan the little thin layer of whatsoever is there. All roadways in Jamaica is a disaster waiting to happen. And we don't see nobody do anything about the road them. Even though, you know, prosperity come, it reach, it the everywhere other than Panway Road them. But we're gonna get back to the road them. But we go to Faval and Dana first. Because we say so the act coming to force from 2014, there would have been a promulgation period or whatever them call that word where it is widely been made widely known to everybody about it and all the different institutions or whatever. There would also, before 2022, be an implementation period before the law takes effect in 2020, full effect in 2022. Now, what that means, once the disability law takes effect, the government and all public and private entity who offers a service to the public must make the necessary adoption for people with disability. If that is not the case, then one can take that institution to court for violations of the Disability Act. The government, though, this government, which is under a duty to make sure all the necessary retrofittings are done in all state buildings. This is the government's duty. In all states building, the necessary adoptions are being done. Ramps, lifts, whatever it is to make it accessible or more accessible or give people with challenges, with physical challenges, the access to enter those buildings and have the services of these buildings. The government is under a violation, something which Faval failed to do while she was at the Ministry of Education. No school around the country, any children with disability should be having these massive problem of access because the government which implements the disability law is the same government which is in violation of the disability law. The government ought to make sure all public buildings are retrofitted in order for people with disability or physical challenges to have the necessary access. Children shouldn't be struggling in schools for access 2024. 2 years after full implementation of the Disability Act, children shouldn't still be suffering or been hindered by lack of access because of their challenges. But this is the lady who have gone over to finance ministry. The lady who couldn't get a few school right, couldn't get with schools across the country back up and running in time. Can you seem like it did worse than JPS, favor? You really seem like you're worse than JPS because some school is still yet to be properly repaired and be functional after burial. It's the MO of this government to implement laws and then break their own laws. May I tell you, Beta and teach prospective power how you the master agree. They're not afraid to break their own law. And I've said this, I think, earlier this year. Parents need to start suing the government. Parents need to start suing the particular school and the government. The government, the Ministry of Education, and the school must be a respondent to any lawsuit that violates the Disability Act. What about our equality and human rights lawyers in Jamaica? Una don't see this as something to speak up about. Una don't see this as something to speak up about. I hope Damien have a lot to say about this. Because this is 2024. 2 years after the Disability Act, Colleen Allen. And children are still having these challenges to access education because the government has failed to do the necessary retrofitting so that children can have the proper access to education and not feel left out. Is the same way this government destroy anything to do with special need children. Them not seem to want to put enough funding into children with a special need. What is wrong with this education ministry in Jamaica, where they don't think our children with disability and children with learning challenges have the equal right to education just like anybody else? Why Jamaica like to play classism and colorism and uptownism and downtownism? All of our children, desire Debbie Jervis, require the same access, Denise Hilton, to education. And this was a massive failure of Favour Williams. And I hope Dana Dixon, with the whole bungle with the Prime Minister to put down pan, she will be able to see that there's a massive transformation needed in our schools across the country so that children with physical or learning challenges can have equal access to education as the so-called normal or able-bodied lot. It's time for us to stop practicing discrimination, Jamaica. It's the same way we treat people with mental health. We think they're not a part of our society. This is the same way we treat people with mental health, you know. We treat them as if they're not a part of our society. We treat them as if they're not human beings. And this is the same approach Jamaica takes to education. The same approach Jamaica takes to education, where children with learning or physical challenges, their education is not prioritized either with budget or in operational practicality. education for people with challenges, mental or physical, is not prioritized in Jamaica. And I think people need to stop being so quiet on these things. We're too quiet. We talk today and we'll leave it till one another how much 100 years. We need to talk every day. It is long overdue. What Favor did they do all this time, and Favor don't even make sure she do the necessary fittings within schools. And then she gone over to the finance ministry. I wonder what she's going to fail to do over there. Because if she fails to make sure, say, she abide by the law, the Disability Act is a shackle on Favor's shoulder. Because she's the Minister of Education. And she's under duty to make sure every school across the country have that access. She has failed in that. Or children coming out of school with lower grades is a failure. The rampant violence in our schools that can't be curtailed is a failure. Or teachers, the inability to retain or teachers, especially experienced teachers within the system, because of a salary debacle. Now that you gone over to Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance favor, what will you do? You realize, if you were paying attention when you were over Ministry of Education, that two of the major things that drive away your experienced teachers was working condition and that they're not properly remunerated for their work. Now that you're at the finance ministry, favor, and I'm sure Nigel would have sworn off before a line's been drawn under the public sector pay review. Am I wrong or right, Miss Williams? I wonder if you and Alec John, half and half Minister of Finance, how we should make them now? Favor Jean or Alec Williams? How we put them? Is it Favor Jean or Alec Williams? Because we have to give them half and half, you know. We have to give them half and half. So is it Favor Jean or Alec Williams? Or is it Williams Jean? Which is it? Because the half and half galang in over finance ministry there. Favor will have to deal with this pay review when Nigel staggered, threatened the people them, walk off, left them, and all sort of galang in Elga Fletcher. So it's down to Favor to make sure that she deal with this public sector pay review and make sure, say, you can retain teachers, because you used to have the headache over the education ministry there, or your teacher them a drop like a fly so and just a run away so, because them tired and them fed up. Now that you're in the position, Favor, coming from Ministry of Education, and you understand what the problem was over there, and you realize a massive part of the problem was budgeting, Favor. How does that cut out? Budgeting because the working condition, there's upgrades needed in the working condition within the schools for the staffs. So that's a problem with money now put there. So there's also a major problem, Favor, where the teachers are not being remunerated properly. So therefore, the salary where them are bat upon don't survivable. Those are two of the major things why them are run left the system. Now that you overfinance ministry, I hope you can understand that you need to fix that problem. Don't know if Dana gonna have the time because she has so much to do, but there's a lot for Dana to do that you have failed on or did not, as you would say, get the time to do. The hope of talking though, because Lord Jesus, Mr. The weekend conferences across the country, the hyperanos and the all sorts of it. But Rhoda and Nesta, me don't know how no seat I go. Me don't know, me just say, me just don't know. I make we park here so and talk to the criminal police and the rapist doctor. A doctor who has been arrested and charged for rape and abduction ought to be made public. A doctor who have access to ladies and children. The public ought to know, just like anybody else, within the justice system, the Western justice system, especially the Westminster one where we follow, once you are being charged for a crime, the police name you to the public. After you become convicted for the crime, your picture is being made public to everybody. In the American system, it's kind of different. Once you've been charged, picture and everything put out there. But under no, this doctor, his name is Dr. Salman from Nigeria. Yes, his name was made public. Okay. The Spanish Town incident. Because that's the standard within the system. Once the person has been charged, then they ought to be made public so people can be aware. Okay, thank you. Because too much of the hide and seek. So we are on a search for the picture now. Once there's a name, we're on a search for the picture. But hold on there. We're going to some failures. So Babsy and failure. I want to show you some roads in Spanish Town. And Spanish Town is a place I used to go quite often back in the days. Look past some of Babsy Road. I wonder when prosperity will reach them neck of the woods, yeah.
Spanish Road in Spanish Town.
And there's another one. So, yes, the Gleaner character, it was the Observer article that I looked at, but the Gleaner article carried the name. Okay, thank you, Beat and Teach. Those are Babs's potholes or holes or whatever you want to call them. No, this is Angela Brownberg hole. All of them are hole, you know. Christine Gilbert, morning. How are you? And when I say for Juliet Cuthbert,
decadent. Water run there. All pipe dislocated. See there? Everybody I wonder how them are going to reach a work and how them are going to start to work and so forth. You understand? All of the road break off. See there? So that's around there.
So we want to find out from all of these women, Angela Brownberg, Juliet Cockburn Flynn, Babsy Grange, and all of the other MP across the island. What happened to the constituency development fund? Why make the local road them in these deplorable conditions? Whose remit is it to fix road like Waltham Park, Crescent, Oakland Drive, Spanish Town, City Center? Who is responsible for these roads? Because who is responsible for them don't seem to be aware of the condition, the road. Somebody tapped Angela upon her shoulder. A long time we talk about Waltham Park, Angela Brownberg. What happened to the people their money? What happened to the people their money, Angela Brownberg? A long time we talk about Waltham Park Road, Angela Brownberg. Who dropped bomb there, Angela? Who dropped bomb at Oakland Crescent, Angela? Jesus have mercy, man. When you use the money, when you can't have the constituency development fund and the road them with local road them, and that the MP get money for, and that the councillor get money for to do certain thing within the ward and within the constituency. Where is the money, Angela Brownberg? Where is it? Because a long time the road turns so. You, Miss Lady, you, we're afraid of your mouth, because we know say a big shit drop out of it. And we don't want the shit catch we. But what we want to ask you, Juliet Cockburn Finn, a whole heap of broke down galang in, a go on within your constituency. What the people the money that Juliet Cockburn Finn? Juliet Cockburn Finn, where are the people money? Look on the road them in a West Rural St. Andrew. There's disaster waiting to happen. Well, whether be the councils or the National Work Agency, who is responsible for those roads? Somebody responsible. There's a budget being given to all different quarters. Who is responsible for those roads? Such as the one in a Spanish Town, where everybody have to intertwine with. Oakland Crescent, where Walton Park, a long time them something ya go on. Prime Minister promised say him a go give money for all sort. You mean say then Angela them don't get none of these bright and shining money what the Prime Minister promised for road? Angela them don't get none. Angela them need to come out and talk whoever is responsible for the road, because at the end of the day, in a Angela constituency, Angela them a go call upon. So between Andrew and KCMC, then the money need to be spent. This is in Kingston and St. Andrew, you know, what they claim say are the life and everything of the rest of Jamaica, the economic giant. But look at how them have downtown anyway. So why they would care about? But Andrew, who had the National Works Agency and the Kingston Municipal Corporation, well, PNP did know from February. So hope them can see say them need to get to action, because that road there stays up forever. The resident them a ball out forever. Angela need to raise the issue in Parliament. Angela, the MP, need to make representation to KCMC and the National Work Agency. Angela need to raise the issue in Parliament with the Prime Minister. Angela no fi go on like say it nah happen, Raymond Dunkel, and she no see it, and the resident them nah cry out about it day and night. So Angela must raise this in Parliament if she care. But she can't just turn a blind eye and act like she don't know say it happen. We can't even call Juliet Cuthbert, because the amount what she got tell we about herself. Is it a case where Andrew Holness needs to give the National Work Agency portfolio outside of his office so the work can get done? Because the whole of these office couchement up in the Prime Minister's office, it's not making any sense. The Prime Minister hand is full. The National Works Agency, there's a lot across the country to be done, fixing and patching road and all sort of galangin. The Prime Minister can arms it up and him and him friend them, Nesta and whoever now do nothing. Same way hand over water to Matthew, but him still cut it up under him arm. The Prime Minister needs to give people latitude so they can do the job without his approval, because they have ministerial superiority. Andrew having so much agencies and departments and ministries running, I think it's way too much. Portfolios such as Information, National Works Agency ought to be outside the Prime Minister's remit, where the Prime Minister stop interfering and have to sign off on everything before it come to the people. The money. Look at how the Prime Minister from last November, I remember that categorically. When the Prime Minister promised how much $1 billion for the Spark program. And we're in November this 2024. And Jamaica is still to see the benefit of either Spark, that was promised from then, or Reach, what them claims say Reach, Arraign, all up Reach. Spark must go to all sort of consultation, procurement and manurement and all them kill is something there, which we continuously get promises, and nothing really comes to fruition. Because I'm sure they're going to tell us about Sparks and Spare. No, we get a new one called Share, where the government are going to split 15 billion, divide 15 billion by 63 constituency in the government's Share program. I think at 3 billion in their Reach program, and I think around 45 billion in the Spare program. And the government still have money for build airport, new runway, and all that. But we can't buy X-ray machine, we can't buy dialysis. You know, this government tend to spend, don't look at the necessary, where we need, the necessary areas where we need to spend money. I think that's what fiscal prudence mean. But for this government, murder. So what going to happen to Share, Lawrence? What going to happen to Share? Can you find a reason what going to happen to Spark and Share and Reach? So what do you think will happen to Share? And them come up with these lovely torment, you know, Reach, Spark, Share. I don't know. No sparking as yet. You know, here with them Spark, I think, a procurement and also them I use as excuse. Them use rain. Them use rain for the excuse for Reach. I don't know what will come up with the Share. But I would like to ask the government, where the Share money come from? Does it come out of the Jamaica purse? Or are some of the free money where you collect from foreign and behalf of it in the storm or in the COVID? Which one of the money they are share with Prime Minister? Because all heap of outstanding money. There's a lot of outstanding money you have to share with us, Prime Minister, like lockdown money, like disaster money. You know, we can't remember where any of those money donated to you from any of those international partners. We were given a dime out of it, Prime Minister. So I would assume that you host quite a lot at the moment, wouldn't you think, Prime Minister? I wouldn't think you hold a 1 ton load because this is why you see the broke down what you see happening at Juliet Cockburn Finn. It's the reason why we need proper engineering on our road structure, especially on the hilly terrains of St. Andrew, Portland, and them places where we have the hilly terrains. You need to have proper road structure, not just these little thinly laid things on top of mud, because this is how you create we road them, Just these thinly laid things on top of a bunch of mud. And as soon as rainfall or a heavy vehicle pass, wahala. And once the wahala happens, we're going to have to live with the wahala forever. Because, say, all we were born in the 70s and in the 80s. We know about that bad road was still bad from where picking it. That road where we there walk on barefoot in, where we could have walk sideways around the pothole now. Because the pothole grow past we have to swim through the pothole. Because the pothole grow past Because when we in the pothole, they go to school together. We couldn't walk sideways and get round the puddle of water. Then stop everyone. How you do? We could have walked sideways and get round the water. But what we have to do now is swim through the puddle of water, because say the water them grow away out, them outgrow away. The pothole them outgrow away. Sharon Powell, how you do? Marcia Essay. Our potholes in Jamaica has outgrown us. So we don't have to tip sideways around them anymore. We have to swim through them because we ain't them no size anymore. That I feel when we did little and I got school. And I'm sure a lot of you would remember that ancient pothole for your picking it. Only Pano would remember that ancient pothole from Wapikill Philip. And I'm sure that pothole is still there, outgrown. A lot of uno will have big tall granny. Pothole won't grow up with. Puno Pickney and granny can grow up with the same pothole. So pothole generation no really change, because the same different 4 generation in one family can talk exactly about the same pothole. This is how prosperity work. Because remember, at 2022, the Prime Minister see it necessary to buy half a jackass rather than fix farm roads across the country. The Prime Minister see it necessary, and Jamaicans, you need to all start sending in those bad road videos and photos. Nobody now gonna know say on a video hit wherever you buck up on a bad road or a pothole where you swim through. We need to see it. We need to let the public, the world be aware. So prosperity a come but it not reach yet, and we tired to just sit down and wait for prosperity, so and we not see it not all. After I not swim through the pothole, them turn around, take a picture or take a video and say world see it. They get it to some vlogger out there, anyone away. We need to show the world the state of our roads. So we pothole them outgrow with. We pothole them turn river in a road. We drive through Sumana. We drive in a permanent flood. But the Prime Minister told us in February when he was in St. Thomas, that I have fix it well up here. And I understand what your problem is down there. And I'm going to start making sure that your roads and all of the rumpus and calamities, we're going to share the good economic success with you. Surprise, surprise. The Prime Minister turn around come tell with a good economic can yam. And then we see the Prime Minister rolled out some huge major investment that will not benefit the Jamaica people. Tourism don't benefit we. So upscaling airports and hotels in the country is only going to benefit the multi-million juggernauts with the airline, the multi-million juggernauts with the hotels, the all-inclusive hotels. We, on the other hand, Matthew Samuda, I got ton with water, go give them people there, and we have to still pay for it while we are catch rainwater or a gas spring. Go drink water. We cannot continue like this, where we live under the separation and disaster. We need to expose our leaders at every level, whichever constituency or ward, Shauna Smith, how you do? Whichever constituency or ward these potholes and these disasters are in, we need to see them. We need to show it to the world that for 50 years, both Labour and PNP promised we to fix those potholes, and they're still there. The drivers across the country are suffering, or local driver. Source of highway Jamaica. Not all of us travel on highway. The better part of us in Jamaica do not travel on highway, Prime Minister. Yes, the country need highway, but we need local road. Why for 80 years our local roads are being ignored? For 80 years, our rural roads across the country are being ignored. We still are walking a mud chuck in a 2024. In a Jamaica, we should borrow the world should borrow economic model from how Nigeria has done well. Jamaica, which is the superpower for the Caribbean. And you mean the local people are still not feeling it? We don't have water, we don't have light, and we don't have road. And we are to go tell it on the mountain how good a prosperity we have with this government, and we can't see it in a road, water, and a light. We can't see it in a hospital and school. Which part you hide this, sir? Because I feel there's somewhere, you know. If it reach and we can't see it in a road, we can't see it in a water, we can't see it in a light, we can't see it in a education, we can't see it in a... Where is it? That's why you know who will gonna favor ahead. That's why you know who will gonna favor ahead and say it.
You saw the TJ press release today? What? What do you mean? About the $20,000 available through the reverse income tax credit facility for registered taxpayers who earn $3 million or less? You didn't see it? Well, so far, TJ says 74,292 registered taxpayers. Each of them got $20,000 in the last 4 weeks. You know how much money that? $1.495 billion. And it's not done yet. In November, the THL says another 197,292 more registered taxpayers will get their $20,000. You know how much that is? $3.946 billion. Yes, it's legit. So apply now by going to the THA website. Fill out the form, Trust me, the $20,000 will come in handy right before the Christmas. My girl, this is how your government is working for you. This is how your government is caring for you. So make sure you get the $20,000. We'll talk again.
The cameraman, you're wicked. Cameraman, you shouldn't show the man where point the gun pan favor. Why you only show with favor for sure we say favor is doing it, favor is enthusiastic about it, and favor want to show the nation that look, be hurried, be hasty, get it. It's yours, it's beneficial. You couldn't even quote the figure right. You quote the figure like say somebody juke in your back with a gun and you jump before you talk the figure. Why didn't the cameraman show us who was pointing the gun at the Minister of Education? No, Minister of Finance. Who was pointing a gun at Favor? Because Favor not just get up out of bed and decide, say, you know what? Make me go do with propsy napsy. Favor not do them, Favor not them type of somebody here. Favor is a Horace Chan. Favor, I when Favor walk, Favor fast asleep. The only thing Favor not do pan we sinor pan we. You ever hear Favor attack and Favor not talk like you wake her out her sleep where she just there enjoy? And Favor take to the camera and do PR stunt? Come on now, Favor. Mix it up. Mix it up. Have like a life in you. Nyam like a grower with some boiled chopped banana. Hit we used to feed hog pan when we want we hog for oomph up and buff up and look good. We feed we hog pan boiled banana, dash in skin, and add little grower in there when it cool down. Hog no fat so Favor, that no make sense. This was a PR. This was to invite people to make sure them apply for it. To implore people to be excited about it, Favor. Or what that? No, sir. You need something. Maybe they need to send your guy. Did they spray a little baby oil upon you and then you will get a bit slippery, Favor, because you're quite dry at the moment. Some little soapiness need to come in at you. You can't just dull so and I hope for convince with on camera. When you don't see how the wicked Andrew do it when he might do it. Him should have the doctor of journalism. Because when him ready to come out here, come act like journalist and movie star, Andrew will fool the better of us. But you, Favor, you just have to, me just have to do it here. Me not care if the gunman shot me, but me just have to do what them say. Oh God, Favor. It looked and sound horrible. That's not how PR look, mind. And I don't know why Andrew approved it, because of Andrew page before any pan. So Andrew said to himself, say, well, me try honestly, me make the man them point gun par you, and me couldn't get better than that out of you. Me have to go stick with that, that's how I go. I do believe that's something like that, Andrew Holness. Why? On a dreadful with the PR. It just don't make sense. The PR just don't make sense. But I hope these MPs, these useless MPs and the crying councillor and the MP were run off with a 16 million constituency development fund, and the MP we can rent gun and car get bad man, but she can't get the road them in our constituency fixed. She can lobby for bad man and support bad man, but she cannot lobby for the road them get fixed in our constituency. Them issue one of the raise in a parliament with the National Work Agency One and a have on a sectoral debate, the whole of should have pen down upon them, but the whole of are the same. See there, look upon the little piece as something we catch up side of the old bank in a mud. No proper structure. You can piss pan we road them and then just break apart. So, given these are roads that are within landslide zone, the Angela, she was shut her eye when she passed here, so a morning time. Angela Brown Burke, when you pass, open your eye so you may just see what is happening. But politics blocking progress to repair Auckland Crescent. If politics are block the progress, come out, come tell we what the politics is. Know that if a KSMC responsible, KSMC a PMP run KSMC now. So who for politics you talk about? Politics of the past or politics of now? Angela Brown Burke. Wanna stop the laziness and stop spending people their money and stop sitting there and turn a blind eye to the lack of representation. And we're calling on Miss Dixon to make sure she adhere to the Disability Act. We are aware that Favour Williams has broken the Disability Act countless of times by not retrofitting all schools across the country, particularly in the last 2 years that the Disability Act has come fully into effect. And I'm hoping also that parents across the country, a family of 4 can't feed them for 20,000 a week. Well, I say that them buy a vote final cousin, so the government don't a vote buying. This is maybe state using state money to buy a vote because of the vote buying rate money that they're in it. I'm hoping that parents across the country can start taking a lawsuit against the government if your child, Jennifer Simpson, Merlene, Deborah, if your child has a disability and is not getting the proper access to education, George Eagle Eye, Sharon Powell, you need to take a lawsuit against the government because this government is in violation of the Disability Act. M.L. Smith Spaulding, Jeffrey Gray, Doris Elliott. Morning, everyone. Morning and welcome. You can just sit down, so Miranda rather. You can just sit down, so, and not showing the government that Cheryl Simpson, that they're not doing their job. You must make sure where the government fail, take a lawsuit against the government, Colin, particularly on the Disability Act. You should get a positive ruling from the court, especially where the government has failed to make the necessary adjustments so your child can have access to education. So, stop playing with this government and make sure. So both Babsy and Favour, they hug up. Share hail Favour as the first female finance minister, while the road path for Babsy right broke down on Chaka Chaka right in the middle of Spanish Town, and to Favour left, Favour has denied our children access to education by her failure during her tenure at the Ministry of Education and her disregard to implementing what the Disability Act requires, Miss Williams. 9 Nigerian children may be sentenced to death for protesting against high cost of living. President Tinubu, let me warn you, you might just be making a mistake. Leave the people them picnic alone, you thieving billionaire, and step down. This is my problem with black people across the world. Why do we continue to vote for this old thieving billionaires? I don't get it. I really don't get it. We need to dismantle this boys' club of what we call politics, where the West enforce Spanway or left giveaway or whatever. We need to dismantle these boys' club. This club of old, greedy, hungry for power, sexual abusing men. We need to dismantle this boy clubs called politics, so that people from grassroots, people from community can enter politics and bring fresh ideas, rather than we have these powerful thieves that are there. See, even poor my girl there, Kim. See, even poor Kim they care, Kim go there. And look at what they do to Kim. Kim Abal said them left me one in it. Now, Cafe is calling for the Electoral Commission to have the power to call by-election. I think those things need to change for true, where calling an election resides with the power of an independent electoral commission when it comes to calling a by-election. Because whichever party is in power can play politics when there's issues of by-election. Like we see a huge play with the Marsha Simmet and Matthew Samuda. We see the play with the Marissa Dalrymple Filbert. We see the play at St. Thomas and all over. But ask yourself this question, Andrew Holness. If Marissa Dalrymple Filbert resigned because of the Integrity Commission report in order for the due process of her case before the court to resolve, what's the point of bringing Marissa Dalrymple Filbert back in the middle of the same case that allow her to step aside from government and from parliament? If that is not playing with the people, or if this is not flagrant disregard for the people, what was the point Marissa Dalrymple Filbert resigned then? There wasn't any point. She could have just stayed barefaced like Andrew or anybody else. Because if she's coming back while the case is still in front of the court, it never makes sense to resign. Or Uno say, Marissa, all right, let me say this. This argument has been conflated. If them can choose ISAT to run, then Marissa Dalrymple Filbert can come back. You're conflating pears and apples there. Marissa Dalrymple Filbert is in front of the court, waiting for a decision on the matter. Isaac Buchanan, yes, it's a conviction, but has gone through what is called rehabilitation and as well as spent criminal conviction. What does the spent criminal conviction means? Means even after you serve a prison term for a crime and you're back on the street, your conviction is still unspent for a certain amount of time. And that time limit is based on how long your sentence was. So say, for example, you were sentenced to a year. You probably have, after your year sentence is over, you probably have another year or two for your conviction to become spent. So once the conviction becomes spent, it can be removed from your criminal record, or you don't have to report it for any reasons, because if it's unspent, if it's spent, the only reason why you may need to declare it is mainly for immigration purposes. It also get to a point as well after the spent, if your conviction was before the age of 18, then you can apply to have your record expunged. For Isaac to become an attorney, he would have gone through those levels of spent or expungement or whatever. But don't let it seem like the People's National Party has picked up somebody off of the street with a criminal conviction and put them there. So, don't compare pear and apple. If Marissa step aside for the court, for due process to be followed, then it's not over yet. In the case of Isaac Buchanan, all the due process of rehabilitation and all that has gone through because he made it to the better side. I don't know if you understand. As opposed to Dalrymple, the Speaker, the Prime Minister, the current Speaker of the House, are all up in front of the court for some form of duplicitous things to do with money or other people's position or whatever. In short, when it comes to pretty face and bad character, I don't think either the Jamaica Labour Party or the People's National Party could use the character ball against each other. I mean, look at both of your hands. Both of your hands are bloody dirty and full of dry blood. Both of you pockets are wad full of our money. Both of you are failures. So I don't see the necessary squabble of you saying that character. I mean, the whole lot of dirty. If justice was justice, James Robertson would have in a prison, Bobby Montague would have in a prison, Darrell Vaz would have in a prison. If we never have compromised justice, Alanda Terry Long and Patrick Bailey would have in a prison. I mean, I don't see where any of you can talk about any other character. The two are no back road whore. I saw we know no. I saw no grow. So where I call the one the skettle for when you is a little slappy tidy round corner there, so please. When find something else to talk about and stop talking about the character part, because you can't distract me with that because no don't have good character. Neither Labour nor PMP. Both are tainted. So no stop the good character war, whether the Isaac Dalrymple or whatever, and focus on something else, because Uno not go get with attention with character. Uno don't have it. Labour talk about PNP character, I pretend them I pretend. PNP talk about Labour character, I pretend them I pretend. The two one are dirty boss. The two one are dirty boss. Don't try come fool with the character argument. But I'm saying if Dalrymple has resigned in order to go through the process, complete the process before you come back into the house. And this is how you show respect, that you have respect for the law or respect for due process or respect for public opinion. But the whole of them will be a monkey story. Be a monkey story. Gillette Cockburn Finn. Me case. This is another try bridge, you know. This is another try. Oh, here is another try. Nobody know nothing about here about try bridge. This is another try. The money where I go take put in an airport, Prime Minister, they hope an unnecessary airport what we don't need. See Jamaica roadways, the local community roads were broke down and a pop down, and people have to swim, walk, and tip and dive through river to get where they're going. The money for build the unnecessary Negril airport. The money for build the unnecessary nether terminal at Montego Bay. The unnecessary money to expand Ian Fleming Airport just to ship drugs, Prime Minister. Look at the state of our roads. On a highway alone, we want to walk pan. We want to walk, we want to drive pan local road as well. We're tired for swim. Labour and PNP, we're tired for swim through a pothole. We're tired for swing pan rope, forget where we are go. Good economic management, the Prime Minister said. I'm not one, he said, who believe in your resume or your qualification. All you need to do is to be a good disciple to my economic my fiscal policy. He referred to it. See there? See the fiscal road them there. See the fiscal pothole them there, Prime Minister. See the fiscal road and the fiscal pothole them. See them there? See them there? Good fiscal management. See them there? What you want we do with them? Can we confuse them now? We know. Tell me what to do with the good fiscal management. Jamaica, me sorry for the condition of Jamaica. But it now improve at 2024 and we still a ball and beg for road for walk pan. We still a swim in a riverbed. We still a walk in a mud chuck in the prosperity era. And once again, thank you all for taking us to 16K. And we continue to grow. Come on, man. Don't make me get berserk fire this morning. 200 down, no? Only 93 no hit the like button. No, sir. This is disgraceful. This is disgraceful to see the like button just stick, so. The like button just fasten, so nobody now want to hit the like button. What a shame. Isn't this a shame that I have sit down here and talking so long without even 100 of you hitting the like button? May I have to quarrel to get the likes up? Like, seriously? Nicola Williams, Beverly. Joan Bailey. Anyway, my people, thank you all for being here. And careful when you cross the pothole them before you join in them, and if you make it through, make sure you get a picture or a video sent to it. Remember, one man John right in a fly green hole a couple weeks ago. This is how dangerous it is. That all John people are joining at them all. But thank you all very much for being here this morning. I hope this program brings some enlightenment to you. Let us continue to take up our country in our hands and make sure the issues of our country is at the forefront of what we do. Thank you very much, and good afternoon, good morning from the Global Television Group.
We don't feel comfortable sitting in Parliament with a Minister of Government who was openly accepted responsibility, who expresses no regret for the act, where a Commissioner of Parliament has confirmed that the act is corrupt and has referred it for prosecution, and that Minister shows no sign of wanting to resign, or the Prime Minister showing no signs of moving to dismiss the Minister.
With all the sympathy that one can have for support, this is embarrassing, not only to the government as a party, not only the PNP, but to the government, to Jamaica, to all of us. Our heads bow this morning with this sort of reaction to it.
So we have to take firm actions in this regard. It is a dark day for Jamaica, where the Prime Minister is unwilling or afraid to act against a minister in which the public has lost total confidence and in which the institutions of the society are all agree that this person does not enjoy their trust or faith and has breached the confidence that the people have placed in them. I believe that this has the potential, if it continues, to bring down the entire government.